Wolverine DuraShocks, made in the USA.
Now this is definitely a beautiful sale. All carpet on sale at Sears. That's right. Every brand, every color, every style on sale. Save $2 to $17 a square yard on names like DuPont Stainmaster, Wear Dated 2, and Anso Crush Resistor. Sears even gives you a lifetime guarantee on installation. Ask a Sears carpet expert for details. And remember, save $2 to $17 a square yard on all carpet, rugs, and vinyl flooring on sale through Saturday at Sears. Sale excludes buyer's best buys.
It is May 22nd, 1972.
And my name is Carol Miller. I want to thank you so much for listening and being so nice to me. My first day filling in here at 102.7 WNEW FM in New York. And, I'm going to be going back to Philadelphia for graduation. Before that, though, I'm going to check out Buzzy Linhart at the Bottom Line tonight. Late show, I got to get down there. They got the really cool brownies and the cider, you know. And also, I promised that I'd say happy birthday. My dad's 50th birthday is coming up in like 2 days. So, Daddy, happy birthday. And I hope I'll see you all soon. Vin Scelsa is here, and he'll be here with this tape that Allison left, as he just told us. So right now, I'll say goodbye to you with another great lady of rock and roll, Miss Genya Ravon and her 10-wheel drive.
Much better, yeah. Most people think that the midnight trip is a proper kind of scene, but I come on feeling very foggy and I never can cut it too clean. People think they're at the top of their form after staying up half of the night, but I know after a good night's sleep, I can get it on alright. I ain't ever resisted, Lord, when you have resisted, no, but I usually like it in the morning much better, yeah. In the morning much better, yeah. Why I like it, say I like it, much better in the morning. Ooh, yeah, I'm talking about the AM, that early in the morning, baby, better morning, 'cause I'm down, jiggy, dawn, jiggy, 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 dawn, yeah.
You know, there's one thing that I keep meaning to ask Scott Muni or Varner Paulson or, you know, one of the people in management here. I keep meaning to ask them if Metro Media Stereo is any different from any other kind of stereo. I wonder if Carol Miller's still here. Carol, do you know, is Metro Media stereo like a different process of stereo from other kinds
I
of
can tell you one thing that's different because I work for Metro Media Stereo down in Philadelphia at WMMR, and we have stereo mics. We have 2 microphones instead of 1, and we kind of go back and forth and like freak people out and stuff. So maybe that's the difference. I don't know.
Wait a minute, you go back and forth like what? Like, show me.
Well, we have 2 microphones, and we kind of like we'll talk into one, and then we just heard this, and before that Linda Ronstadt, and before that the Beatles, and maybe before that Chicago. You know, just to like mess with people's heads.
Oh man, see, I don't know if I could.
So that's probably what Metro Media Stereo.
You think
means.
maybe? Yeah, I don't know.
But it's like so great to say those words for me anyway. I know for you too, like coming up here.
Well, here's the deal. I mean, I've been here for a couple of months now doing fill-ins and stuff, you know. And a lot of people know me from like PLJ, ABC FM, and all that kind of stuff, you know. So
you worked during the day, didn't you?
Huh?
During the day, you worked there.
At PLJ? Mm-hmm. I worked several different hours at PLJ. Yeah, I was the production director there for a while, and then I did sort of like middays, and then
that guy Michael Cascuna.
Michael Cascuna, yeah, he's cool.
He went to my school too.
Where? Which school was that?
Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah.
But I'm graduating this weekend, believe it or not, but he was a couple of years ahead of me, so I never really knew him.
You're graduating this weekend?
Yeah. I know. I did like you. You weren't listening to my show tonight.
No, I was in and out. You know,
my second set I dedicate to all my fellow
wait a minute. Yeah, I heard you do that. I heard you do that.
Class of 72.
I haven't. I still haven't. I'm still in school.
Oh.
I was supposed to be class of 69, but I dropped out to work in radio, you know? And so, like, I'm
doing both, and
I'm going back. I see, but you're a lot smarter than I am.
Oh, no. Don't be an idiot.
Yeah, thank you. So, all right, so here's the deal. I can't believe I'm, like, a little nervous, like, with this Allison Steele thing, you know?
Me too.
Allie's got the night off. Something came up. She can't be here tonight. So I got a phone call from Scott, you know, program director. He's like, Fats, what are you doing tonight? I said, well, you know, what do you want? He says, Allie's not coming in tonight. Something came up and she can't be here. So can you come in and do the show? I said, yeah, sure. I mean, I was a little, you know, nervous about that, but what the heck? And, but he told me that there's this tape that she made a while ago in the event that this would happen, because as I said to you a few minutes ago, she knows how fanatic, how devoted her audience is, and how they need at 10 o'clock at night to hear that voice. So she's got this tape that she's prepared for an emergency kind of a situation. It runs for about an hour. And I've been instructed to play the tape now. And then when the tape is over, I'll sort of take over the controls and we'll kind of, you know, fly nightbirdless through the rest of the night. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here on WNEW FM. This is 102.7 Metro Media. It's like, maybe there's some, like, weird little technical thing inside the transmitter that makes it different from, like, somebody else's stereo.
No, it's Metro Media Stereo.
It's Metro Media Stereo.
That's right.
All right. Well, here she is, our very own Nightbird.
The flutter of wings. The shadow across the moon. The sounds of the night as the night bird spreads her wings and soars above the earth into another level of comprehension where we exist only to feel. Come, fly with me. Allison Steele, the night bird, at WNEW FM until dawn.
There's a high-flying bird flying way up in the sky, and I wonder if she looks down as she goes on by. Well, she's flying so free and easy in the sky. Lord, look at me, I'm rooted like a tree. Got to sit down, can't cry. Oh Lord, I'm gonna die blue. sun, it comes up and it lights up the day. And when he gets tired, Lord, and goes on down his way to the east and to the west, he meets God every day. Lord, look at me here. I'm rooted like a tree. Got to sit down, can't cry. Oh, Lord, gonna die blue. Now I had a woman, Lord, she lived down by the mine. She ain't never seen the sun. Oh, Lord, never stopped trying. Then one day, my woman up and died. Lord, she up and died now. Oh, Lord, she up and died now. Hey, she wanted to fly, and the only way to fly is die, die, die. Well, there's a high-flying bird flying way up in the sky, and I wonder if she looks down as she goes on by. Well, she's flying so free and easy in the sky. Yeah, Lord, look at me here. Hey, I'm rooted like a tree. Got to sit down, can't cry. Hold on, I'm gonna die blue. Got to sit down, can't cry. Hold on, I'm gonna die blue. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
New York was just not ready for ladies on radio, spinning records. The agencies weren't ready. The sponsors, nobody was ready for us. Then, of course, we had nothing specifically different to offer. We were playing the same music, largely the same music that AM was playing. So, what was the attraction? And then, of course, the station suddenly decided to go progressive to fill a need in the market. And the girls were all let go. After a number of additions and changes, they tried famous names, and that didn't come off at all. And they let all the other girls go, and they asked me to stay on the overnight, midnight to 6. That, if you want to stay on the overnight, we'd like to have you. I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. What do you want me to do? And they said, just do your thing. Well, I didn't know what my thing was. So I thought about it. And while I was thinking about it, the station made a peculiar transition in among the Sinatras and the Edie Gourmets and the Steve Lawrences was this.
Don't know what to do. I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm glad, I'm glad, I'm glad. Of mankind, dead kings, many things I can define. Old taking stars, lightning flutter your mind. In the sense of compliments, the color of time. Who cares what games we choose? Little to win, but nothing to lose. In the sense of compliments, meaningless bounds. Turn on, tune in, turn your eyes around. Look at yourself, look at yourself. The cockeyed world in two. Throwing your pride to one side is the least you can do. Beat makes symbolic tricks, nothing is new. A yardstick for lunatics, one point of view. Who cares what games we choose? Little to win, but nothing to lose. But nothing to lose.
drop a dime before I walk away. Any song you want, I'll gladly play. Money feeds my music machine. Now listen while I play my green tambourine.
It was a very unusual transition period. The station didn't suddenly stop on Friday broadcasting middle of the road and start Monday broadcasting progressive music. It was kind of an infiltration, so that they started putting in records like Cream, saying, Allison, put this in your show today. I'm so glad. I mean, it's a very unusual sound. It's in a minor chord and minor key and very unusual chord changes. And put that up against Edie Gourmet and it'll blow your mind. And these were the ones we dropped in. These were the heavies of the day. Lemon Pipers, Strawberry Alarm Clock, the Cowsills, The Rain, the Park, and Other Things, the Monkees, the Turtles. That was the library, the Association, Harper's Bazaar, Mamas and Papas. That was the heavy rock. Of course, there was some British rock, there had been the Yardbirds, but that was the point at which we began. Then, of course, there was a whole world of what was then called soul music. The Stevie Wonders and the Gladys Knight and the Pips and Peaches and Herb and Billy, Vera and Judy Clay. The Supremes played them a lot, the Persuasions, all the big groups, Temps, all of that.
People moving out, people moving in. Why? Because of the color of their skin. Run, 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 but you sure can't hide. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Both for me, and I'll set you free. Rap on, brother, rap on. Well, the only person talking about love, man, brother, is the preacher. And it seems nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, determination, demonstration, integration, aggravation, humiliation, obligation to our nation. That's what the world is today. The sale of pills are at an all-time high. Young folks walking around with their heads in the sky. Cities aflame in the summertime. The beat goes on. Evolution, revolution, gun control the sound of soul. Shooting rockets to the moon, kids growing up too soon. Politicians say more taxes will solve everything. And the band played on. Around we go, where the world's headed, said nobody knows. That's what the world is today.
Suicide, too many bills, hippies moving to the hills. People all over the world are shouting in the war. And the band plays on.
When the station offered me the job of on the overnight, which was midnight to 6, and I said, you know, what do I do? And they said, just do your thing. And I thought, now, what is my thing? I didn't know what my thing was. I had no relationship to this kind of music. And I am essentially a night person. I've never been able to get up in the morning. I've never been good at anything early in the morning. I love to stay up late at night. I like to read and watch late movies and things like that. But I began to think about the nighttime and what it meant to me and a certain mysticism. And I thought about, it's like when you don't feel well. You have a cold, always gets worse at night. If you're worried about something, it becomes more anxiety-producing in the middle of the night than it is when the sun's out. And I thought there must be a lot of people in this city that need something to relate to in the middle of the night. And if I could create some kind of a camaraderie, a relationship between myself and the rest of the night people, then it would be more than just music. Also, I think I probably felt that I was at a definite disadvantage. I mean, I was still smarting under phone calls like, get that broad off the air, which we went through a lot of in those days. So I felt naturally like a second-class citizen, not through anyone's fault, just from a historical standpoint as a disc jockey. So I felt that I just couldn't expect to come on, hi, this is Alison Steele, the way the guys would and expect the same rapport. I felt that I had an advantage as well as a disadvantage, and that was that I could do things that maybe the guys couldn't or wouldn't. So I thought about the fact that I love the night, that I am a night person, and so I began to bounce it off people, you know, the guys on the other side of the hall, which is the way we describe AM. And one who shall remain nameless, I said to him, what do you think of this idea? And the nightbird thing came about because of the duality, the nightbird, the nocturnal bird, the owl. And in 66, guys were teddies and girls were birds. So here I was, the only bird among all the guys. What do you think of this idea, nightbird? And no. Why don't you become Hilda, the cleaning lady that was locked in the building? Somehow that really didn't knock me out. And I said, no, thanks a lot. And I went on to the next guy. And everybody had some idea. Nobody liked this nightbird thing. But it was just so strong to me. I just felt it was a natural. So I said, well, I've got to find some way of creating it. So I sat down and I wrote a little piece. And once I wrote the piece, I realized it had to have some music. I must have gone through 6,000 albums to find a piece of music that I felt would create the mood I was looking for. And I didn't find it. And I went on vacation the 15th of December so that somebody named Muni could take my place. So I went to California, and I was at a friend's house late at night up above the Hollywood Hills. And this particular person was into ethnic music. And sitting there in the dark, and that sound came on. And I said, that's it. They said, what do you mean, that's it? That's my music. And I took that record, and I still have that original record. I've never seen it before or since. It is Colombian religious music, pre-Columbian temple music, recorded by a lady named Elizabeth Waldo. Now, after the end of this, the part I use, it changes tempo, and it would in no way relate to anything I'm doing. But just that much of it was enough to set the mood. Then I began to look for the kind of music that I felt would be an extension of the mood. So this is what the first night sounded like. The flutter of wings, the shadow across the moon, the sounds of the night as the night bird spreads her wings and soars above the earth into another level of comprehension where we exist only to feel. Come, fly with me. Allison Steele, the night bird, at WNEW FM until dawn.
Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I'd always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore, 'cause I love you. Yes, I love you. Gazing at people, some hand in hand, just what I'm going through, they can understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you. Yes, I love you. In white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore.
Breathe deep the gathering gloom. Watch lights fade from every room. Bedsitter people look back and lament. Another day's useless energy spent. Impassioned lovers wrestle as one. Lonely man cries for love and has none. New mother picks up and settles her son. Senior citizens wish they were young. Cold-hearted orb that rules the night removes the colors from our sight. Red is grey and yellow white, but we decide which is right and which is an illusion.
Sit in a comfortable position. Close your eyes and listen very closely to the sound of my voice. Imagine that there is nothing but you and the sound, floating freely high above the earth. Now, as you listen, you will begin to relax. Every sound you hear relaxes you further. Just you and the sound. Your arms and legs feel heavy, very heavy, like lead. Every sound takes you deeper and deeper. Nothing can disturb you. Every muscle, every part of your body is relaxing further and further as you drift down deeper and deeper. You are floating away from the sound of my voice, but you can still hear it. Imagine you are riding down an escalator, slowly going down farther and farther into deep relaxation. I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 0, and on every number you will go another level deeper, relaxing more completely on every count until I reach 0. On 0 you go twice as deep, backwards from 5 to 0, deeper on every count, and on 0 twice as deep. 5. So relaxed. 4. 3. 2. Down, down. 1. 0. Way. Imagine that you are floating high above the earth, in deep space, looking out on the universe, floating free in space, uplifted and filled with awe, silently watching the movements of the stars. Standing on the moon, filled with thoughts of home, earth so slowly turning, 20,000 years. Human hopes and fears. Are we finally learning? Riders together on starship of stone, living together, trying together, dying alone. Standing on the moon, filled with thoughts of home. Earth so slowly turning. 20,000 years. Human hopes and fears. Are we finally learning? Riders together on a starship of stone, living together, trying together, dying alone.
A nice guy came over and he said, how'd you like to buy a loaf of our album? And I got all excited, but it's not this album. There was only two. This was the first and that was the second one. I'm not interested in that. And nothing else on this album compares with this. That's the ridiculous thing. I got high on the music, and that's how I got into it and to explore it and to be inventive. I remember once I got a call from somebody who said, Allison, is your real name Steele? I said, sure, that's my name. Why? Well, I heard they call you Steele because you got a steel plate in your head. I got hundreds of things like that about... Some girl called me just recently, recalling how disappointed she was when she saw me in a concert once, and this concert goes back 5 or 6 years. Well, why are you disappointed? Well, here I expected some burned-out hippie freak. It was a whole image. People pictured me as the Dragon Lady. Long black hair, long red fingernails, with a cloak, ready to fly off the roof, The stories I could tell would take up 8 hours. From the very first day when I came in 66 to the guys from the AM side coming into the booth and setting fire to my copy while I was reading a commercial. Really initiation by fire. To stories about when I was music director and how a young man named Mario Medias, who his first day as a promotion man, brought me an album in a white cover. The cover wasn't finished. His first album to promote, and came to me and he said, "This is a group. I think they're really something." And I put it on the turntable and I said, "Yeah, I think they're really something too." What I had dropped the needle on was Dazed and Confused, the first Led Zeppelin album.
It's not true. Wanted a woman, never bargained for you. Lots of people talking, few of them know. Soul of a woman was created below.
There's a lot of stories, but one of the most interesting, I think, that's been kind of a thing for me. One day I got a call and somebody said, Allison, can I ask you a personal question? I said, what? How long were you and Jimmy together? I said, Jimmy? Jimmy who? I said, Jimi Hendrix. And I began to kind of sputter and say, well, where did you ever get that idea? It wasn't until about 2 years ago I was doing an anniversary tribute to him, and his manager called me and he said, you know, Allison, Jimmy wrote that song for you. And it blew my mind. I still get goosebumps when I say it. In any case, there are just too many stories and time is too short. There is one thing I would like to do before we wrap this up, and that is a little piece of writing that I received from someone that I love very much, and it seems to sum up my entire philosophy about what I've done in music and at this radio station. And it was lettered and put in a frame, and I have it on my desk. I look at it every day. And I think maybe you will understand more about me and the Nightbird. In some way, however small and secret, each of us is a little mad. Everyone is lonely at bottom and cries to be understood. But we can never entirely understand someone else. And each of us remains part stranger, even to those who love us. It is the weak who are cruel. Gentleness is to be expected only from the strong. Those who do not know fear are not really brave, for courage is the capacity to confront what can be imagined. You can understand people better if you look at them, no matter how old or impressive they may be, as if they are children. For most of us never mature. We simply grow taller. Happiness comes only when we push our brains and hearts to the farthest reaches of which we are capable. The purpose of life is to matter, to count, to stand for something, to have it make some difference that we lived at all.
.1027 WNEW FM, New York.
My friends are heading out of town for the weekend, but I've got something much better planned. It's an affair I've been looking forward to for weeks. It's got glamour and excitement and even a little danger. How do I know? Affair is the new novel by Amanda Quick. She's the best-selling author of Mischief, and her books always live up to my expectations, which is more than I can say about some weekend getaways. Read Affair by Amanda Quick and see for yourself. It's now a Bantam hardcover. Now this is definitely a beautiful sale. All carpet on sale at Sears. That's right. Every brand, every color, every style on sale. Save $2 to $17 a square yard on names like DuPont Stainmaster, Wear Dated 2, and Anso Crush Resistor. Sears even gives you a lifetime guarantee on installation. Ask a Sears carpet expert for details. And remember, save $2 to $17 a square yard on all carpet, rugs, and vinyl flooring on sale through Saturday at Sears. Sale excludes buyer's best buys.
You might think a tire's a tire. Well, you certainly wouldn't be thinking like a Dodge Neon engineer. They thought about tires that could respond to your steering input with grip and bite, like the edges on a high-tech ski. And together with sophisticated pressure mapping technology and some racing fanatic Goodyear engineers, they came up with a design that, as they say in skiing, can really carve a turn. But Dodge Neon doesn't just put its best foot forward, it also puts its best cab forward. Compare the Dodge Neon Coupe's cab-forward interior to any other coupe in its Ward's automotive class, and you'll see that Neon's airy, open cabin space is, well, the most spacious. So instead of claustrophobia, you get head, leg, hip, and shoulder room, and lots of glass around you. Dodge Neon, a very big deal indeed. At the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
The Birch Hill Entertainment Complex in Old Bridge, New Jersey presents these great upcoming concerts. Saturday, May 24th, it's Jorma Kaukonen of Hot Tuna. Then Saturday, June 7th, it's the legendary sounds of Cheap Trick. That's right, Cheap Trick at the Birch Hill on Saturday, June 7th. Other upcoming concerts include Saturday, May 31st, it's From Good Homes. Tuesday, June 3rd, it's Matthew Sweet. Get your tickets for these 18 to enter, 21 to drink shows at Ticketmaster, Ticketmaster Phone Charge, and the Birch Hill box office. The Birch Hill is located on Route 9 South in Old Bridge, New Jersey. But don't forget, Saturday, May 24th, it's Jorma Kaukonen of Hot Tuna, and Saturday, June 7th, it's Cheap Trick live at the Birch Hill. Produced by FBI Concerts and Brian Nelson Entertainment.
Whoever said getting there is half the fun was either completely misinformed or else someone who never took a long-distance trip. Fun is not generally a part of the travel experience anymore. Fact is, a large part of traveling now is just work. Now, fun is that thing you have when you get there that makes all the traveling not seem so bad. That's why we take trips, not for the act of going, but for the act of getting there and being with people we want to be with. And since getting there is at best a chore, it seems only reasonable that you not have to pay a ridiculous amount of money to do it. Greyhound offers 18,000 daily departures to over 2,400 destinations. We're betting at least one of them is someplace you'd like to be. And Greyhound can get you there almost always for less than the cost of driving yourself. Call Greyhound at 1-800-231-2222. It's free country, bus fares are cheap, and you can leave the driving to us.
Well, that is who we are here. That's who we are. I should tell you who I am, and I should tell you why Allison's show was so short tonight, in case you're just tuning in. My name is Vin Scelsa. Some of you may be familiar with my work, New York radio. I've only lately started to do some things here on WNEW FM, and those things that I do here usually entail very last-minute phone calls asking me if I can come in and fill in for somebody. And so I got one of those last-minute phone calls today from Scott Muni, our program director here, informing me that Allison would not be in tonight. She was, according to him, she was called out of town. Now, I don't know Allison all that well yet. But I wonder, does anybody know where Led Zeppelin is tonight? Because Allison has been known to just pack up her bags and split for some other city someplace if Zepp's got a concert out. So I don't know where she is tonight. But she does have the night off. And as we explained, she has this tape that she left behind, which is obviously some sort of a kind of a retro memory kind of piece that she's working on. You know, her memories about the old days, so to speak, a few years ago, back in 66, '67, when things were just getting started here at this radio station. So she has that tape left behind for whoever is substituting, in much the same way that a teacher will leave behind the lesson plans for the substitute teacher. Now, I was once a teacher. I was never a substitute teacher, but I was a teacher. And I always thought leaving behind the plans like that was just not fair to the substitute, because then the substitute was sort of saddled, with this thing. But Allison's tape was just, I thought, wonderful. It was just so good to hear her reminisce like that about things. All right, so here's what's happening then. So from now until 2 o'clock when Dick Neer arrives, I get to play with you a little bit on the radio here at 102.7 WNEW FM in New York. Now, for those of you who are familiar with my show, who have listened to me either on WFMU, my old college station out at Uppsala College, over in East Orange, or those of you who maybe have heard me on WBAI or most recently on WPLJ/WABC FM. I should tell the story later, since today was Dave Herman's first day on this radio station. I should tell the story. Let me make a note to myself to tell this story. I should tell the story later about how WABC FM came to be known, a year and a half or so ago, as WPLJ, because Dave Herman figures prominently in that story. But for those of you who are familiar with me and with the work that I do on the radio, you know that there is a sort of a traditional way that my show's always open. And so even as a substitute tonight, filling in for Allison Steele, I intend to open the show in my traditional fashion, thusly.
We've got to get away. We've got to run away.
It's a twister! It's a twister!
Kansas anymore.
welcome. Filling in for Allison Steele tonight, I'm Vin Scelsa. At 102.7 WNEW FM, Metro Media Stereo. We're still trying to figure out whether Metro Media Stereo is different from any other kind of stereo. I was discussing that with Carol Miller a bit earlier this evening. So today, this radio station celebrates the arrival of our friend Dave Herman. I met Dave about a year and a half or so ago when we were both working together at what was then, in 70, WABC FM. The radio station which is now known as WPLJ. I've been waiting for Dave to leave. I knew he wasn't going to be happy there. You see, what happened there, and God willing, is there wood? Let me knock on some wood here. It'll never happen here at WNEW FM. But what happened over there was the institution of I hate to even say the word, a playlist. It was sometime in towards the end of last year. That's when I left. And I knew it was just a matter of months before Dave would throw up his arms in protest as well. And so I'm so glad that he finally did, and that he's here now. Here where he's free to do what he wants without any kind of playlist whatsoever, to play any kind of music that he wants. I was listening this morning and I heard Dave play Curtis Mayfield's Move On Up. Sounded so good to hear that on the radio, and I know they wouldn't let him play that over on PLJ. See, I know because I'm privy to some of this stuff. So I'm so glad to be working with my friend Dave Herman once again here on WNEW FM, and I will play this recording for him as a way of welcoming him to this radio station. It's a favorite of his.
You know, I remember a few years ago, some funny things used to happen to me. About 1956, 57. At that time, there was no blues scene or not really any kind of scene in London. I used to go out and play my guitar in the streets and sing things with a passing the hat round. I remember one particular night, I was playing my guitar in a little alleyway just off of Water Street in Soho. And I got busted by the police. As policemen came up and dragged me and my guitar and my hat full of pennies off to the police station. Anyway, the next day, I had to appear in Marlborough Street Police Court. And it was quite a day. Police officer giving his evidence. I was proceeding in a southerly direction, my lord, when I heard strange sounds coming from a Wardour Place, my lord. A sort of boogie-woogie music was being played. On further investigation, I saw the defendant standing there with a guitar and an old hat on the floor, collecting pennies. Well, I decided that he was contravening a breach of the peace there, as there was a traffic jam about 5 miles long down Wardour Street, wondering what all the fuss was about. So then I arrested the defendant. Just one moment, officer. What is this boogie-woogie music here we're talking about? Oh, well, my lord, said the officer getting out his notebook, obviously been doing up his homework, is a kind of jazz rhythm music peculiar to the American Negro. Oh, what was the defendant doing playing this kind of music there in Wardour Street? Anyway, I got off with a caution. A year's conditional discharge. But I'll always remember that policeman and his boogie-woogie. So don't try to lay no boogie-woogie on the king of rock and roll.
Goes on, the beat goes on. Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee, la-da-da-da-da. Charleston was once the rage, the miniskirts, the current thing, Teeny Bopper is our newborn king, goes on. The beat goes on. Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee. La-da-da-da-da.